You're watching a recap from Investor XP, the show that covers investing for gamers. Check out the video description for details. It's Wednesday, July 26th. We've got a great show for you coming up today. Look for all of these articles to be posted up on YouTube. We're going to go over a lot of stuff. Apple is in the news. Talking about them. AT&T's earnings, we'll do a quick recap on that. AMD is popping big today. iRobot is also popping. We got Nintendo's earnings report and Coca-Cola's earnings report. So, like I said, if you're watching this video, check for those other ones that are going to be posted up on YouTube later today. So let's go ahead and jump right in. AMD is a popular one. People like to talk about it. People like to ask me about it. When it has its big swings, I got a lot of people asking me, should we dump it? People are calling for this stock to just slide right back down to nothing, but I've always liked this stock. I just don't own it because of no dividend, and I've said on the show many times, don't follow that rule of thumb that I have. I'm a very conservative investor like that. If you want to buy stocks and they go up, have at it, know your risk threshold, and let me tell you, a lot of people have been making a killing on AMD, and they just popped 10% here after their earnings. Go figure a low-cost, powerful chip like the Ryzen would drive sales, and people are writing off that chip, and people are writing off AMD, and they had a great quarter. Let me pull up the link here. Again, I'll post this in the video description. Let me pull it over here so we can take a look at it. Not a ton of stuff in their second quarter results. So I just wanted to point out a couple of things. You can see they lay out their strategy. They talked about where they're going into. We've always said with AMD, with their gaming area and their core business, they have a foothold. They are on solid ground in that to keep their company going forward as they innovate in these other areas, AI, data centers, things like that. So they're starting to get some traction in some of those other ones, but much like AT&T, nothing crazy in the earnings. They just executed very well. So they beat on their revenue and their earnings. So great things there. But again, Ryzen, the processor, which some people are very skeptical on, that people are buying it. And AMD, I'm looking at them. The earnings release wasn't the story for me on the future of AMD. The thing that I saw, let me find that article here, was a news release, and it's somewhat old. It slipped under the radar, so I'm happy with their growth and with their Ryzen processor and all that stuff. But we started speculating and looking at AMD a long time ago when they were partnering with Bethesda, and we thought that was pretty cool how they could be coming up with a lot of stuff together there. But one that they slipped under the radar earlier this month that I didn't catch, and to me this is much more interesting than their earnings report, is them partnering with Square Enix and Adobe, which we like Square Enix. We think that stock is going to skyrocket here. But it's interesting how they're partnering with them, that they bundle this software for people that buy computers with the processor. It's a win-win for both companies. One, you sell the AMD their product because you're getting the software bundled, and Adobe and Square are starting to make Square make in-game transactions so that they can make money there, and Adobe with their monthly subscription services. So both are going to benefit from this, and I think this is a great move. I really like this with AMD. What they're doing there, to me, that's more interesting than their earnings beat in the 10% pop. It's just more of them solidifying their market that's core to their business, so that they can stay afloat while they grow in these other areas and compete with Intel and Nvidia. So I might have to change my rules here and not just invest in stocks that pay a dividend. AMD is proving that there can be money to be made, certainly without that. And a lot of great stocks out there that they use the money to grow the companies and not pay dividends. So let me know what you think of AMD. It's up 10%, doing great. People that are investing in it should be feeling good right now about AMD. I certainly like what I see. That's it for this episode of Investor XP, the investing show for gamers. Give us some feedback. Leave us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. We're trying to grow the channel and the show and get more gamers and YouTubers and people like that involved in investing. So really appreciate your feedback. Subscribe if you haven't already, so you get the latest investing news for gamers. And we will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.